Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincey and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Quincey.
And your other host, Justin.
And we're here to talk about random bullshit.
We are here to kind of just fill the space in between. Not a lot of news today, but
We got some stuff.
We got some stuff to talk
A
about.
little more than last week.
Yeah, oh yes.
The year's still getting its gears rolling and whatnot.
Yeah.
The big news we aren't going to talk about because nobody wants to hear about that again.
Nobody wants to hear about that again.
Bring this up just a little bit because I don't want to kill myself leaning over.
Yes.
Never do.
Today we've got a medley of different drinks in front of us. Not like last week where we were late but still had nothing. Today we have something.
Last week we had the Dutch Bros. Right?
We had the Dutch Rose,
Yeah.
But today I've got what's on screen: a peppermint pink from Celestial Seasonings, a black tea that has peppermint in it.
I thought you said pink at first. I was like, I don't think that's what it's called. I realized it was peak.
Eek.
Okay. You tried it yet? No.
That's pretty good.
I was asking if you tried it before the episode or not. You waited.
Yeah, wait.
Okay.
I took a small sip to take a pill, but
Gotcha. You added sugar.
I added sugar. Needs the sugar. It really brings out the flavor of the peppermint.
Okay. When I opened the box, it damn near gave me a headache.
Yeah.
Just all the packs of tea in there with the peppermint, it was so damn strong.
You told me to take a sniff, and you kept it at a distance on purpose.
Yeah.
And I just, whoa.
It'd burn your eyebrows off.
Yeah, it would singe.
Now, the one thing that bothers me about these ones is that these are the Celestial Seasonings that don't have the string.
No,
So
they
you
don't.
gotta fish the damn bags out of your tea.
I think it's meant for those that have like the infuser bits, so that way you just dip it with the infuser. And I'm just like,
I want to fit in the infuser, though.
I'm sure if you.
Plus, it's filtering it twice.
Oh, you're right. I don't know.
It's weird.
It is very weird.
This week, I went with a can of coffee. You guys aren't going to be able to see it for the damn, but I'm going to put it up in your face.
Put it up in your face.
So, it's the Cafe Bustelo, and I think it's supposed to just be...
Cafe con leche?
Yeah, I think it's just a regular. I don't think it's like caramel or anything like that. But it's supposed to be espresso with milk.
Yeah.
And I poured it in a mug because we got to do what we got to do.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Still gets the tinniness that all canned coffee gets.
Yeah, I was told never to do. If ever, try not to get a can unless you're in Japan or someplace that has it to where they know that it's going to get that taste and it'll work off of that taste.
I've had Japanese canned coffee and it still seems the same to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think glass bottles is the best way to do coffee if it has to be chilled and ported and whatnot.
Okay.
Because I've done like the Starbucks ones, you did the 7-Eleven one, stuff like that. I just did another different kind of coffee last night, and that one even suffered the same problem this one does. But it's got a good amount of sugar, good flavor to it. I mean, I'm sure it's deadly to me. Let's see, 160 calories. And fuck ton of salt. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, the 160 milligrams of salt.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting salt to be in my coffee. But nonetheless, yeah, this wasn't bad. I'd get this again. It was only like $1 something at the store.
As I've mentioned before, those things are only usually run about like $2.99 for the big brick of it. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're in the market for canned coffee, something on the go, get one of these.
And if you're not in the market for canned coffee, but in the mood for geek coffee,
we got you guys covered there.
We got 2 new flavors of coffee and something special a little bit further down. We have Lost Islands, the Legacy of Mo'o.
And this is from our partners at Geek Grind.
I was about to say that, thank you. But the Lost Islands variant is dark chocolate and toasted coconut flavored coffee. And then right next to it, Desert Winds, Night of the Chupacabra, cinnamon and chocolate flavored coffee.
So I definitely want to try both of these. These are going on my list as well as the ones I already had there with Dawn Patrol, Legend of the Lock, Jungle Haze, Silent Night, all that. But I'm particularly excited for Desert Winds because I'm a big cinnamon person. So
I know you are.
This is going to be interesting. I don't think I've had cinnamon coffee and I did not like it. So I'm not excited about the idea of cinnamon coffee, but the cinnamon with the chocolate and everything, it might be good.
It might be good.
And then this is what got you really excited.
Yeah, we have 2 tea flavors down below. A Aeretic a Eretic total body tea blend, Meditations of the Yogi, and a English tea blend called Thurston Von Hamilton's London Fog Breaker.
It's an English breakfast tea.
Yes.
The Yogi one. I mean, they're geeky. Why isn't it a bear?
Oh yeah.
It should have been a bear.
Should have been a bear.
The mascot should have been a bear. What's the serving sizes on this like, and what's the price like?
The price is $14.99 for, I believe,
13 ounces of loose tea.
13 ounces of loose. The other one, I believe, is in bags.
Oh, sorry, not 13. 3.
Oh,
I don't know why I said 13.
Oh,
my brain's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big tea person, but
yeah, it's a full blend. Oh, there it is, right there. Oh,
very colorful.
Very colorful. Very.
Vibrant.
It looks a little fruity, but it's hard to tell what's in it. It does look like it is going to be just a Zen-like tea, so something tells me it'll have.
Wait, here you go.
Peppermint spearmint for the relaxing, osmanthus and hibiscus for the calming aroma.
Cool.
Rosehip for floral boost, and it's good for immunity boosting. For those who don't know what rosehips do, it tells you how to do hot brewing, iced tea brewing. Cool.
What about the English breakfast?
The English breakfast, I believe it comes in bags, 40 bags, but let's find out how much of those bags. 40 bags for $15.
Not bad.
Not bad. Just showcases some just average run of the mill black tea stuff.
Yeah, tea is a new venture for them, so I mean, starting out with 2 flavors seems safe. Safe bet.
Infusion color bright with a coppery orange highlights.
They're saying they'll ship it by the end of January.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, as always, if you want to try any of these ones here, we suggest using the link provided in our description. That'll give us support for it. And we also suggest you use our code, which is JUSTH20, JUSTH20, and that'll save you 20%.
Yes.
That's a picture of the tea bags. I like those tea bags, the triangle ones. Couple companies do that. I like those ones.
But what stinks is I don't see a little tiny string here.
Might be on the other side of the bag because that's a legit tea bag. It's
Yeah.
not like it's probably just on the other side.
Yeah, it probably is.
Hopefully. If not, get in there with some tweezers.
Yeah, no, right.
So, really quick before we move on from Geek Grind, I saw the Dwarven one, and it just got me thinking. I started watching the Hobbit trilogy.
Okay.
I'm about Duat says T tweezers.
Yeah.
I'm about halfway through the second movie right now.
Okay.
And I've read the book, and I'm thinking back on the book and looking at the movies, and I'm going, the Brown Wizard. I can't remember his name.
Brown Wizard.
He's in the movie. He's big in the movies, but he was only like briefly mentioned, just like, oh yeah, there's another wizard out there.
Mm-hmm.
The movie really gives him some support, and I feel like they focused on him just enough to add the character and really give him some love and whatnot. But I feel like they didn't focus on the dwarves enough in that, considering it's a dwarves story.
Yeah.
And I feel like the dwarves are a little undersold. It feels more like I know it's the Hobbit and it's the Hobbit story, and we need to focus on him and whatnot, but I feel like it's just kind of like it's him, and he just happens to have 13 dwarves with him. So
yeah, I mean I can feel it, but at the same time, it is supposed to be Bilbo. Bilbo is the one who has the accountment for all these interactions.
Yeah, that's true.
It's only what he's
writing down. Yeah.
So
I saw the dwarf and it made me think of it.
I mean, I enjoy the movies. The movies did.
I enjoy them
really
too.
Great.
It was just an interesting thing I was realizing, and it's one of those ones of, well, that's why you should consume both mediums.
Yes, or consume all mediums.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Last week's movies. An amazing pairing that happened here. So we'll start with Assault on Precinct 13.
This one I liked. This one I liked a lot, and it wasn't just because Lawrence Fishburne devoured all scenery and made this movie his bitch. Ethan Hawke I thought Ethan Hawke was gonna do that, but no, he kind of played a little bit of a standby role.
Kind of reserved back a little bit.
Yeah, but that was his character.
His character's supposed to be going through some shit. So.
Yeah, so it's understandable. But having Lawrence Fishburne being like, I'm taller than life. You ain't got a damn thing,
So as we've talked before, this is a remake.
Yes.
It's a remake of a movie from the 70s by Carpenter, which is technically a remake of a old Western.
A remake of
the
a
Western,
remake.
it goes by a completely different name.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you get that a lot, actually. The Magnificent Seven is actually an American Western based off of Seven Samurais.
Oh.
And so then every time they've remade Magnificent Seven, they're technically remaking a remake. So, so this one sits at a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 59 from Rotten Tomatoes, 54 from Metacritic, and 88 from the Google users. What are you thinking on these? I feel like they're being a little harsh. I love this movie.
They are being a little harsh. Let me check what Rotten Tomatoes users give it. Ooh, okay.
Evil bastards.
So I would probably throw this at about a 7. Like, it wasn't bad. I can see where the story kind of hindered on. There was a lot of scenes that were like, it could have played out a little differently to make it make sense. Like the one scene where those two guys are breaking in through the back door and no one was watching it. It was like, you never really told anyone to watch the back door. And
yeah, I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they managed to get in but didn't do their job, because they walked by Lawrence Fishburne's character and they didn't. Were they there to kill him or there to liberate him?
They were there to kill him. They hadn't walked by him because he like ducked around the corner of his cell when they were coming in. They were there to kill him.
Yeah, it seemed very strange.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. But otherwise, it was fine. It was a good action flick.
That was a good movie.
It was a little light suspense. But
I'll probably put it up in the 80s with the Google users. I like the 88 port. Not the best thing I've ever seen, but I thoroughly enjoy this movie. I've probably watched this movie between doing it for movie night and watching it once by myself, just because it was on. I've watched it at least twice in the last 2 months. So, I mean, the fact that I wasn't like, oh crap, let's put that movie night off, or oh crap, that movie night's coming up, I don't want to watch it. I think that speaks well.
Okay. Would I see this one again? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just,
hey, Liquid.
Hello. I wouldn't really throw this one in the back seat. I'd probably lean toward watching it because there was nothing bad about it. It's just, would it be on the top of my list? Probably not.
I also have always really liked this concept for a movie or TV show or anything like that. The whole few against many kind of barricaded down type of thing. Another movie that does it well, I think, and it's not necessarily that they're barricaded, but they kind of have to, be careful with how they handle things, is Pitch Black, the first Riddick movie. Because it's like, it's all of them, and they don't know whether or not they can trust this other guy against the aliens, or the creatures.
Also, they killed John Leguizamo. I can't like that.
Damn, spoilers. They kill almost everybody in this movie, to
they
be fair.
Do.
This movie was bloody. But I like the concept of the movie. I've liked it in other forms. It's the concept I look for, and I think it's something that can easily be screwed up, and they didn't with this one. So.
Yeah, I can concur with that. It seems pretty good as far as a lockdown versus, hey, how are we going to actually get out of this? These guys who can switch out, they can, not be tired because they'll have someone fresh being there, but they're going to come and get us, whether we like it or not. And I was like, there's many ways around this. And then all of a sudden I heard a helicopter. I'm like, oh yeah, they have helicopters.
I think the Rotten Tomatoes people are being too harsh. I don't know why they have an issue with it.
Yeah, 94,000 agree.
Well, I mean, it's an average out of 94,000. It's not 94,000 saying 48%.
Right, overall average of it. Yeah. Like, some people are saying, hey, 4.5 out of 5. They're saying was way better than the original with excellent pacing, competent characters, and a twist on the story. One says this action movie was terrible. Ethan Hawke, Lawrence Fishburne, John Leguizamo, Ja Rule, and the rest of the cast did a terrible. That wouldn't go that far.
They did fine. I thought they were good. Ja Rule was hilarious because he wouldn't stop speaking about himself in the third person.
Smiley don't do that.
I was like, you're not The Rock.
Yeah, we made mention that The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin on very few occasions, and very few other characters can really talk about themselves in the third person correctly.
This guy just says okay on its own. Crap is a remake.
I mean, I guess that's would you call that fair? I've never seen the original.
I mean, it's kind of the same concept. The real role reversal in it is kind of a little racy. In the original, the black guy's the cop, not the criminal.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
But I thought it was fine.
This person just asked a very interesting question. Death Priest just asked, why is there so much Spider-Man?
Because he keeps buying it. It's my favorite character, but he's the one that keeps buying it and putting it everywhere.
I literally bought this for $1. These I bought buy one get one free. I don't know if you could see the Venom hanging off the Spider-Man. This I got for like $4.
He's bought me 2 of those now.
But 2 of those, like, it's just it's his favorite character. My character doesn't get enough love. Punisher. And
do I have anything Punisher in this room? I don't think I do.
No, but one of these days I'm sure we'll put something up. But no, it's his favorite.
Yeah.
And so we're supporting at least one of our favorites for now.
I mean, I love Spidey. In fact, you know, that will tie into tonight's movies. But
oh, they're right.
Yeah, there's also a Spider-Man metal sign over there, a Spider-Man Pez dispenser over there,
one
Carnage here, another Spider-Man metal sign here. Yeah, there's a lot of Spidey. There's a lot of Batman as well.
There's a lot of Batman.
There's Spider-Man over the door.
Oh, yeah, there is.
They just can't see that. And
No,
there's Spider-Man action figures up there. So.
Yeah. What are those old school looking ones too?
One of the ones that's kind of creepy because like
it looks like a knockoff, but it isn't.
Yeah, and like his colors are really dark on the costume, and just it kind of looks like one of those like negative nightmares you would have.
Yeah, if you shined a black light on it, I would not be sleeping.
Yeah. So, but back to the movies. I don't think it's a bad remake.
No. Probably not.
I've seen worse remakes.
I've only seen one bad remake, and that's only because the original has been ingrained in my mind, which is the OG Hobbit movie, the animated one.
Oh, the animated one? Yeah. That's on HBO Max also.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that information from you. But I would love to go through the old Hobbit movie, just because it's not terrible animation. Of course not. It's just animation of its time. It is hand-drawn. It is slow pace. It is very... We're not going to make big changes because this is a 2+ hour long movie that so many people have done a lot of work on. And then the voice actors themselves are a treasure in themselves just because early voice acting.
Well, we've talked about what I feel the ruling on remakes are. And it's you only remake a movie if it, you know, if there's something you can actually improve on it. And I would think the only thing that necessarily with this one where it's like, was it good to make a remake with this? I think the only improvements is bringing it to modern day and having modern day effects, because the story didn't need improving. The camera work didn't need improving. I mean, it was Carpenter. Carpenter knew what he was doing. He'd already made several movies by that point. I mean, I don't hate that they remade it, but if someone did Assault on Precinct 13 need to be remade, I would have said no.
Okay.
I'm not mad we have it, but it's not one of those ones where I'm like, remake that, you know? And I wouldn't say remake this. Don't remake this one. Yeah,
no. Unless it's a different take. Like a completely different take. Like it's an actual major prison hall. Like that kind of thing.
They've done that. I mean, you've got, what is it? Lockdown?
And they got Walking Dead, technically. Season 3 of Walking Dead.
I checked out after the kid got shot through the ear.
Okay. But
I got bored. The comic was better.
The comic was better. I can concur with that tenfold. And also, Glenn died a lot earlier on.
Well, yeah, that goes out saying they had to change all kinds of shit there. All right, second movie for the night. What was the other one we watched? 16 Blocks.
16 Blocks. I rewatched this one.
Oh, you rewatched it?
I rewatched it because because when I said that I didn't like it so much, you were like, wait, why? And I was like, I don't know. I just didn't give you a reason. I didn't give you a good reason.
So you rewatched it.
I rewatched it. I liked it better the second time.
Okay.
And then I just kept like leaning in and starting to feel for the characters, and I'm like, okay, this now makes a little bit more sense. So 16 Blocks, a character, Jack Mosley, played by Bruce Willis, has to take one prisoner, and it's kind of obscure as to why he has to do it. But he, signs up and does it anyways. He's like, fine, whatever, I'll do it. But as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna go home and drink. He's one of those floozy cops that drinks on the job, who doesn't really care much for it, but he runs into Mos Def. And Mos Def, he is a very fun character in this entire movie.
Do we have the name of the name of his character? They keep referring to Mos Def by his actual name too, which I'm like, he's Mos Def to me. I can't do that. Yeah. Right there. Okay, Eddie Bunker. So fun fact. Eddie Bunker is an actor that some of you would know from Tarantino films. He's Mr. Blue, I do believe, in the Reservoir Dogs movie. The reason why the character is named Eddie Bunker is because the real life Eddie Bunker was a guy that went to prison, and came out reformed and started an acting career.
Huh.
So the whole concept of people changed throughout the movie. That's why his
No.
character's named Eddie
Eddie
Bunker.
Bunker. Ah.
And, okay, how do you say his actual name? Do you know? Mos Def?
Yeah, you seen Bay?
Okay, he's Mos Def to me. I know he doesn't sing anymore, but he's Mos Def.
He's Mos Def.
And he didn't have a towel throughout this entire movie. Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh,
Towel.
I was like, that sounds familiar, but it wasn't clear. Yes.
Okay, but back to the movie. So you rewatched it. You liked it better rewatching it and paying more attention, having
giving it
another chance to
giving it its full benefits. I then realized that Bruce Willis's character is just a star-craving badass that I didn't realize the first time through, because I saw the quick draw of the revolver, the shot through the bar, through the bar. I was like, that thing. He shot it through the bar, and I was just like, this guy's a badass. And the fact that he had to shoot another cop just to keep his quote-unquote innocence until later, when he finally made his quote-unquote plea deal with his lawyer, and then he just said, I don't want the kid to be here for that, I'll testify. And I was like, okay, a total 180 degree, because you go from this drunk who doesn't
touching
really
things in a crime scene,
doesn't really care, takes the whiskey out of the cupboard, starts pouring it out and working it, and he's just like, that's another day on the job, who cares, it's another one of these stupid things that I'm gonna have to file a report on when I know nothing of the scenario. I hate Mondays. And then by the end of the movie, he's like, I care about the job, what little of the job I'm now having to care about. And the pacing was a lot better the second time. The first time I felt like it was a little quick, like they have to go those 16 blocks in a short period of time. What was it, 3 hours?
Yeah, they had like 3 hours to get them there, something like that.
And I was like, okay, so to go 16 blocks in 3 hours it seems to me and you, we can do that. We can walk that.
I mean, it's New York. And it's guys with guns chasing after you.
Right. So I was like, maybe the pacing is fine and fair.
Now, this is directed by Richard Donner of Superman fame. I like this for him. I mean, he's done action before, other than Superman, like more gritty action like this. He did Lethal Weapon 1.
Oh, really?
I think it was Lethal Weapon 1. I thought he did well with this. A lot of people say that he didn't. And I don't know how else you can direct this movie. I don't know what you wanted from a director for this film. But I think it also sends a nice message, because his character does not get off scot-free.
No.
And does serve 2 years in prison.
Yes.
But I think it's a nice, like, morality story. It's a good tale. It didn't get the greatest reviews. 6.6 out of 10 on 9to 56 from Rotten Tomatoes, 2 out of 5 on Real Views, and 88% from the Google user. So again, they're coming in with some love, and I'm probably gonna put it in the 80s as well on this one. Both those movies sit around the 80s for me. I think Google was right on with my scores.
This one will buff up a little bit more with the 80s. I enjoyed this movie the second time through. The first time I enjoyed it, just I had a few hiccups with it. Then the second time I went through, it gave me a rejuvenation. It made me see what you saw. And then 57 from audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes with the average over 163,000 ratings. So this one has a.
I mean, it had some star power.
It had some star power, but I'm curious to know what caused them to say this. A solid bare knuckle action thriller from Richard Lethal Weapon Donner. You were correct then. That avoids most of the genre's cliches and boasts a commemoratively disheveled performance from Willis, a washed up okay, so this one is their fresh, but it's a 3 out of 5.
Another thing really quick while we're on the subject of Donner, this is the last thing he has directed so far.
Since 2005?
Yeah, 2005, 2006. There's talks that he's coming back to do a new Lethal Weapon, but I'm like, Mel Gibson went crazy. I don't know.
He's doing okay now.
Yeah. But he said things,
He did say a lot.
That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't know why he stopped directing, because he had Superman, he had Lethal Weapon. Frankly, he had this. This is good. I don't know why people shit on it. He had The Omen. You know,
Oh, the original or the remake?
the original.
Okay, then
So, I mean, Donner was a well-established, good director, and if
he had
I've read,
range.
and if what I've read is true, he snapped at Scorsese for talking shit about Marvel movies.
And that, no, he should have.
So
Wasn't Scorsese the one that
sad
said that it's 2.5 hours long? Why does it need to be?
no, he was. I mean, he may have made a comment about the length, but no, he was the one that said the superhero movies are ruining film and ruining, like things like that,
And to think
ruining theaters and whatnot.
And to think we're gonna be watching 2 tonight.
Well, and what kills me is he said all that because it was talking about Endgame, and then went on to do The Irishman, which 1 didn't release in theaters, and 2 was longer than Endgame, and you felt it.
Oh yeah,
Like, I mean, I liked the movie, but
it was a good movie.
bite your tongue, dude.
God damn.
There's a review on here I want to talk about though. Scroll back up.
Uh,
A little bit more. Right there. There's a fine line between old-fashioned and cliched. You mean like your review?
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Like,
I mean, you're okay. To be considered old-fashioned is a classic. Is the whole line between, you know, hey, I can have nostalgia over that.
mm-hmm.
But then the cliche is, they're pulling that trope. They're doing this. I didn't feel any tropes in this.
I mean,
the
there's boozed up cop.
Boozed up cop. But then again, I think Bruce Willis kind of takes it in a new light of, you see that he is that deadpan character of, I'm gonna drink on the job in front of other people. They know I'm a drunk.
Yeah,
and
it was also a nice change from John McClane, the cop you would never see drunk on the job,
who only wants some aspirin.
Yeah. Maybe a cigarette. And his shoes back.
I still, to this moment, never understood why he could have just grabbed a pair of shoes off of one of the
he tries when he takes out the one that he writes the message on, and they don't fit. And he's talking about how he's bitching about how he has to kill the terrorist with the smallest feet in the world.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right.
When he writes the ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun. I thought everything with this movie was good. There's nothing I would change about it. Mos Def played a character that was very interesting, and also showed that, you know, because he played this character this way, and then you have a very different character from him in Hitchhiker's Guide, or even a very different character for him in Dexter. He showed that, you know, he's got range, and this one was kind of the fun, slightly innocent one. You know, it was fun. But we've mentioned it a little bit. Oh, what were you gonna say?
He's done a lot of things.
Yeah, he's become more of an actor now.
That's right. He was in Monsters Ball.
He's become more of an actor, less of a musician now. So, when Lauren found out I was a fan, she was excited for us to get to the season with him and Dexter, because I hadn't seen Dexter yet, and so that was one that we were trudging forward. She was like, "Yeah, just wait. Eventually, there's gonna be someone in this you're gonna be really excited about."
This is kind of frustrating.
Hitchhiker's Guy getting that low this far.
Yeah. I'm actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to go on a small tangent if this is why I think it is. That's ridiculous. Come on. I'm so sorry you guys have boring palettes. A disappointingly potholed ride? Yeah. Much like your face. Get out of here. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm going to stay on this for a while and get angry, but I'm not going to do that. But otherwise, both movies are pretty good. Yep. But this week's movies.
We're going to do comic books.
Comic books. Literally.
So we're gonna finally watch Far From Home, because neither one of us have seen it, and people are asking me about it now, and the reality is I need to watch the damn movie.
Yes.
More so, I need to watch the movie because we've got 5 days to WandaVision, and I really want to watch WandaVision, and I think there's gonna be connections.
Okay. That's actually a really good reason to watch it then.
Yeah. The second one is one you vaguely have a memory of from your childhood.
Yes. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing brief glimpses in my memory. Like, I could see the yellow trench coat. I could see what is his name? Cans McKenzie. I want to say it's Cans McKenzie or something of that sort. And it's a man who kind of looks like he has a cylindrical head. I
don't remember all the bad guys.
They're all very.
Because you got Mumbles and stuff like
Mumbles.
That. That's Hoffman. So if you haven't guessed, it's Dick Tracy.
Yes.
Arguably, I say, despite the fact that they still created something for their own, because that's what fucking Hollywood does. Arguably one of the most faithful comic adaptations. Yes, comic strip for the most part, but there were some books as well. One of the most faithful comic adaptations.
Right on.
Warren Beatty starred and directed in a very yellow trench coat and a very yellow hat. And the visual effects for this are fucking amazing. The practical effects for this are fucking amazing because they made all the actors look like the crazy bad guys from the comic strip. The one change up is Madonna's in it, and she's got a whole character and whatnot. But yeah, it's fine.
I mean, they have to have some flavor of pacing.
Warren Beatty's a good actor.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying adding in a character might lead into more story, right?
Yeah, it led into more story, but I mean, I wouldn't fine with her without her character. I'm fine with her character. So. All right, news.
So over the last week, AGDQ, which is Awesome Games Done Quick, just had their things being kind of nestled around. People are streaming from home their speed runs and all of that, and doing it for the sake of charities. And a very interesting developer was supporting of all these games, which was Devolver Digital. They said, you know what, even though we're kind of putting up the sponsorship, we're going to go ahead and kind of nudge in a little bit of our games that are going to be released. And they released, a trailer for Shadow Warrior 3, Boomerang X, and a couple other games. I'm super keen that they, number one, backed this. I love that they were very supportive of AGDQ. I would have no problems if these guys wanted to hire me for any QA. I would love to QA for any Devolver game because I don't have a problem with any Devolver game. Like,
I got bored with Enter the Gungeon.
That's fine, fair. I mean, roguelites tend to stay around. Are you interested? Then you'll stay interested. If you're not interested in roguelites, then you might.
I had more fun with Binding of Isaac.
Okay. Speaking of which, that one's gonna get its update, I think, by the end of this month.
I mean, how many updates to the same game can we do before
this
it's just time to make a new
game?
Game?
This one's big.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's big.
So I don't really know much about the Awesome Games Done Quick thing. So can you explain that to me?
Okay, so speedrunners run games and they have incentives. If incentives are met, then they follow those, such as 100%ing a game in the quickest time, would require X amount of dollars, or just doing an any percent. Sure, it would just be, I'm running that anyways, meet the incentive, and I'll do 100%. Or naming, let's say they're playing Legend of Zelda, naming their character this for that incentive.
Okay, so is it people who are saying, if you do this, I'll donate money? Is that how it's working? Or?
It's donate money to get that.
Donate money. Okay, so
it's like, let's say they have a poll and they put money toward the poll. And whoever makes the most money gets that answer, so to speak. That's one of the few things.
Gotcha. Okay.
And of course, no, I don't care. Come on. Yes. How do I go to? Oh, link blocked. Malicious. Steam, don't do this. I'll just do it myself then.
If you could type.
Yeah, you're right. So, yes.
Okay. This is an interesting concept. I mean, I suck at games. I'd never be able to be a streamer for this.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that.
Ooh, that mug.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool AGDQ merchandise, old school games that still work in today's consoles, all for the fight cancer. For SGDQ, for Summer Games Done Quick, they have it for animals. And there is a different subset of running where it sounds bad, but it's, kill the animals. Where there's games, of course, where you can kill the animals, but of course all for the saving of the real ones.
Okay, so basically going on a bloody fest of taking out as many pigs in Minecraft as possible.
Sure. there are some incentives like that. And so, of course, all of it is earning money toward either, cancer prevention, saving animals, so on and so forth.
I take that back. That would be the one I wouldn't want to do, because I'm the person that puts a saddle on their pig and gets the carrot. That was like the first thing that happened. Me and Liquid actually played a Minecraft together for the first time. And when we did it, he's getting the horses set up, and I was like, "Is there anything else you can ride?" He goes, "You can ride pigs." I'm like, "I want to ride a pig." And so we caught a pig, we put a saddle on it, he got me the carrot on a stick, and then it glitched into the wall and died. And I was destroyed so bad that I think Lauren actually went and bought me a plush Minecraft pig. Because we named it and everything. It was Steve Winkle.
Okay. I've never been. I was crushed when. I mean, I wouldn't say crushed. I was distraught when my first wolf in Minecraft was propelled downward at a fast angle. But other than that, I don't think I was too disappointed.
Okay, so this isn't where pigs end. So then,
Oh no.
the other person we're playing with, Mac, goes and buys me the little Hot Wheel Minecraft cart so I can put the pig on it. Also, Into the Spider-Verse comes out, and they announce that Spider-Ham's going to be a thing, and I go apeshit. So the first thing Lauren does is finds out that their Build-A-Bear's doing a Spider-Ham plush, and so she took me down there and got me that. So I have a small collection of pigs going on downstairs.
You're gonna have to show me that. I've never seen that. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's above all the tikis and the
Main room.
Yeah, in the main room, yeah. Above the geeky tikis and the pop vinyls.
Okay.
I'll show you. But yeah, me and pigs. So yeah, that would be one where it's like in Minecraft, they'd be like, kill all the pigs. I'm like,
Oh.
can we leave like the sheep?
yeah, we don't need to do that. But
Spiders?
But of course, with their donations, they can of course put toward different incentives, such as prizes that have already been donated by their. I mean, Capcom's been doing a lot of stuff, but from any other sponsors that are just saying, all we have are product. We don't have straight up money. But if people could put money toward it to, of course, have a chance to win it, that may earn more revenue for you.
Okay, so now I got a question. So like looking at the Mega Man thing, he kind of reminds me of something someone would make on Etsy.
Yes.
I wonder if they would let someone who makes things on Etsy put something up on here.
I don't see why not.
Bid for and it all goes to charity and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Some plushes and pins from Ori and the Blind Forest.
I have not finished that yet. Yeah, those were like basically what I was talking about. Those things.
Yeah. Peeler standees, some special edition Meebos, some Pikmin dolls that have been stitched up. Like, yeah, this all looks like it is straight up 100%. Ghostbusters ending screen cross stitch.
I want that.
Congratulation.
Yeah, I want that.
Well, yeah, you would have to put up $25 and hope you won it. But,
no, you don't understand. Whoever wins that, I'm fighting.
Okay.
No.
But bad news. It has ended. It's just I wanted to briefly talk about it because
no, this is cool. I wish I had known about this.
Yeah, Summer Games done quick. I believe it'll start in June. But yeah, there was always a big, huge.
Ooh, the Skyrim wall art's nice.
Yeah, the wall art and then the sketchbook.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so you said they're doing a summer one, so keep an eye out for that. I want to kind of be involved in that. I'm broke, so I can't really give to charity too often, but
hopefully there'll be something at that time that you can put a little bit toward.
Yeah. All right, nice stuff.
God. Silent Hill 3. Ooh.
Did we find a new mug for you? Speaking of which, you have not brought your Christmas gift up here for a single episode yet, have you?
No, I haven't. I'll bring it next week. Don't you me?
Get you a really cool Christmas gift. Don't even bring it up.
I don't even bring anything anywhere.
All right.
But it goes on.
Yeah, it goes on.
Like there is something. Oh,
I see all these nice Final Fantasy stuff. I see all these like knitted or crocheted, I guess it is, right? Like plushies and stuff. And all I can think of is how much I wish I had skill because goddamn it, those were adorable, and I want to make them.
I mean, stitching ain't hard. I can sew as in repair, but I can't go over under and like make something.
I can actually do needlepoint.
Oh, then then you're just basically one step away.
I don't think I am. Needlepoint is different. It's color by numbers, but with a needle. With
needle. I get you.
That's all needlepoint is. Oh my god, the silicone ditto is awesome. I almost said something else.
I was gonna be like, Quincy, no.
That was
we don't have
very close to bad.
We don't have one of those mute buttons. We don't have those quick cuts.
We should get that and a soundboard.
Yeah. I saw that we can get one of those panels. The Streamlabs. The Elgato Stream Deck, so that way we can just press buttons and it'll do things up on here. So that way I don't have to keep muting, remuting. It'll just do it all from here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Just fill it with fart noises.
Yeah.
Okay. Sock says cross stitching is pretty simple as long as you have focus to do one motion over and over again. I mean, yeah, I can do that. I mean, that's pretty much all I do now. So, but I'm talking about things like the Pikachu here and the Navi and whatnot.
The crochet and whatnot.
Yeah, like those. I mean, So he says crochet and knitting are like that too. Yeah, no, because I can do the needlepoint. The needlepoint's fine, but I've never tried the crochet and the knitting. Although I follow a lot of people on TikTok that do it.
Oh.
There's a guy that makes hats, and he had a beholder hat, and someone pointed out the fact it didn't have enough.
eyes.
Oh,
and he,
yeah, okay.
And he stitched on new ones.
And so he went and stitched on new ones. I was like, see, I don't have that talent at all. So you've played the Shadow Warrior games. In fact, you were talking about one of them not too long ago, weren't you?
Yes, I'm playing through the second one right now.
So are you pretty excited for this?
Excited? Yeah, sure. Like I'm always happy to have more low wang. It's just all these enemies got me going, oh boy, this is gonna be one of those dodge fests again.
I mean, is it low wang again?
It is low wang.
Okay. Because I have never played the game. I have 2.
Yeah.
I've never played it though, so I've only ever seen whoever's on the cover of 2.
Yeah, that's low wang.
Okay. Well, he's bald on the cover.
He gains he was bald up until like a rat tail in the back, and then I guess he cut it.
Ooh, it's kind of like Doom mechanics.
Yeah, they had a little bit of that.
That looks fun.
Yeah, and then of course strange weaponry. That is.
I mean, strange weaponry is always a great time.
Yeah, and then you have like key weapons where you whip out your hands and push people away, so on and so forth. That's
a countdown we need to do. We'll do research and we'll figure it out. I want your top 10 weird weapons in a game, in games in general.
Okay.
So like across all games, I want your top 10.
Okay, that I will work on.
We'll see if we can have it within the next week or 2.
Yeah, I'll probably have it by next week, just as long as I can get a little bit of research time. But yeah, I've got.
If it's not ready next week, we can put it off until the week after that. So.
Okay. But aside from that, Devolver Digital's doing great work, and I love them to death.
And let's set a rule: no mods. Has to be base game or DLC. No mods.
Okay. Boop, boop.
All right.
Boop. Wait, one more. Boop.
There we go.
Bad news.
I don't play this, so.
I love this game. So, on my shoulder, I have a tattoo. And on that tattoo...
Sorry, we've already got votes for the weapons.
I mean, that is base game.
Both of those.
Yeah.
So, Liquid, all 10 entries. Got you on that one. And Socks, I'm actually currently doing the mission for that in my current playthrough. So that's kind of funny.
Nice. Well, back to my tattoo. It is the Helghast insignet from Killzone. And do I regret this tattoo? I'm slowly starting to. Just because Killzone.com has retired. And with that retirement, that only brings to me one thing. Killzone's done. And with Killzone being done, I'm like, you guys could have forced some bullshit story out just to make another, runner shooter type of game. But to see that Killzone.com has retired, at Killzone.com visitor, the official website for Killzone franchise has retired. Going forward, visitors to that will be referred now to PlayStation.com.
So the games aren't retired, though. The multiplayers aren't retired. However, they say while this change doesn't affect the online multiplayer modes, player statistics or ranking data for Killzone Mercenaries and Killzone Shadowfall is no longer possible to create or manage clans in Killzone Shadowfall. We apologize for this inconvenience. That really sucks ass. I don't even play this game, and I'm annoyed by that.
I mean, the game's been out since the launch of the PS4, so it's 6-7 years.
So?
I know.
How long has WoW been out? People still play that.
Yeah, WoW, but WoW is still getting attention and still getting. I know you're gonna hold up your chin and be like, I'm right. Continue. But my statement is, nothing has been added to Killzone.
You're right.
Meanwhile, WoW just got an entry back in October.
You're right. My point is, if someone were to suddenly decide, hey, look, we're just gonna get rid of where you track the shit for the game that we're still going to allow you to play.
Yes.
We're not shutting down the servers. You can still play it, but you can no longer see your standing. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
WoW was more of a joke. I'm not saying that you should get rid of WoW or anything.
Oh, no. But the other thing is, I'm curious to know how many people are playing this. I haven't been playing it for a while.
Can you check with the server numbers? I mean, I know that there's websites that do that. Do a Google search.
How many people have played Killzone Shadowfall recently?
Yeah, let's see if we can get some server numbers. Those are videos.
Yeah, I know. Does anyone still play? Is still many WoW still while still demonstrating the first-person shooters that once held. Let's see what.
I was gonna say game stats had it. It looked like.
Oh, did it?
If you scroll down just a little further than what we were at, right there. Let's see.
All right, Intercept. It's the DLC.
Oh,
but then again,
I mean, that's as of July of 2020.
Yeah,
it's just increasing. More people are playing. To be fair, they started giving the game away, and it's on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that's why.
Or no, PlayStation Now.
% of players have this game on their account.
Wow, it's big in Thailand.
Yeah. Hungary was but as far as us, we're just borderline. We are worldwide average.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not the only market. First of all, second of all, we're not even the country the game's from. I don't think.
No, this is Norwegian.
So,
I think Guerrilla Games is Norwegian.
It's got stats. It's weird to kill off the website, and you can't tell me that website that was just keeping stats was just eating up so much space. Amsterdam.
Yeah, Dutch. I knew it was somewhere out there.
Hey, so I could possibly be related. I'm only second generation, so
nice. But I mean, they've been working on Horizon Zero Dawn. I've heard about the game, never really dug into it. I've wanted to, but
Zero Dawn. You want to borrow it?
Not really.
Like I said,
I figured as much. It seems like it's one of those looter shooters, but with melee.
No, I mean, they're sneaking through bushes and whatnot, getting the proper attacks on the enemy and things like that, because, like, you're fighting metal dinosaurs, you know? Like, you can't just go through and fucking, shotgun the fucker in the face. I mean, you could if you had a shotgun, but there's things like sneaking up behind the raptor ones and doing the proper attacks. It felt like a slightly better first-person view. You're not even always first person in the game, but when you were first person, it felt like a slightly better first person view than most Far Cry games, because the Far Cry games, while fun, the first person view fucking sucks. There's something weird about it. And the maps kind of felt Far Cry-esque. The real thing that would win in when it comes to Horizon would probably be the story. And I didn't really, it wasn't bad, it just didn't suck me in. I mean, I liked the concept of, like, the father figure and whatnot, what he did for your character, but I don't know. It's a dystopian world. Technology, like, somehow became part of dinosaur animal things. I didn't really get too far into the story. I got bored. And now they're doing the sequel. I mean, I hope the game does well for them. I mean, also, that's a really cool fucking bundle.
Yeah, I wanted it.
How much is it now? Only $100?
100?
Oh, 200. I was looking over here.
Oh,
sorry.
Used. Mm-hmm.
Used so you can smell the Doritos of the guy that wore that last.
It actually doesn't. It doesn't fit.
Oh, it doesn't fit on your head. Okay.
No. But I mean,
you know I'm not wrong though. You bought a used one.
Yeah. But I mean, I wanted it back in the day. Now I'm like looking at it and going, that's neat.
It seems weird for this company to decide they're done with a game that put them on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what their company is built on, right? The backs of this trilogy.
Let's find out, because they had oh god, I clicked too many images. There we go. So with Guerrilla Games, they had all of this.
Yeah, that's a lot of Killzone.
That's a lot of Killzone, and then we go back a little bit further, and it goes into Shell Shock, Nom 67, Invader, Tiny Toon Adventures, Big Brother the game.
So they made licensed out material for a bit for Game Boys and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then
Shell Shock, I don't even remember.
Yeah, PC. Oh no. Oh no.
What year is this?
Oh, that looks weird.
It does look weird.
This year would be
2004.
That is old.
I don't know. Think about some of the other things from 2004 game-wise.
Killzone 1.
Yeah, did Killzone 1 look like that?
No.
Did it look better than that?
Yes.
See? And that was on console versus PC.
Yeah. Killzone. Hold on. Let's see. Graphics. Like.
Yeah, that looks way better.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so pretty much Killzone's what put this company on the map and what carried this company.
More or less, yes.
It's like if New Line basically said fuck Freddy Krueger. Oh wait, they did.
Oh wait, they did. But yes, you are correct. What took them on the map, they are getting rid of, and that
getting rid
of. I mean, getting rid of your website kind of tells me that. And
8 years since your last game.
Yeah. Shadowfall. And
are they worth playing without multiplayer? I've never played any of them.
One no, one kind of needed it, and I mean the story was bland. Go here, blow this up. Go here, make sure you kill these couple of people. Go here, do this. Two was a little bit better with its story, basically saying that Helghast was just trying to liberate themselves, and if they did that, it would cause a lot of problems for the ISA, and the ISA just wanted to make sure that peace was going to somewhat stay maintained, and at the very end, spoilers, a bomb goes off inside of the ISA, and there was an inside agent.
Okay.
And that leads into Liberation, which is kind of like a prequel sequel kind of thing.
Okay.
Where they liberate one person, but someone doesn't give up the whole story, which leads into number 3. And 3 is my by far favorite, where it is the most technologically advanced, even for PlayStation 3. Like, as far as a PlayStation 3 can be pushed, that pushed the PlayStation 3 to its limits.
It must not have needed RAM.
No, it didn't.
3 had a terrible RAM.
It did. But it was a stellar, beautiful game.
Mm-hmm.
You had great melee combat, even for a first-person shooter. It was just by far the best.
So with 1 being the way it was, and with the games being a little older, would you suggest getting the trilogy?
If you got a PS3 and you want to dig through it, yeah, sure. I would say.
Or if they, have it available on the 4 marketplace.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I can recommend it. 1 is going to be a trudge to get through, but it's a good trudge. 2 is pretty good. 3 is my favorite. I know Liberation isn't going to be a part of it because it's a PSP exclusive. Shadowfall's been free. If you've played through Shadowfall, I'll play through it again. It's not bad. It's just they wanted to take the technology of the PS4 and say, here's the technology. Here's what it looks like. There's very, very minimal story.
Which arguably they did that in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and now they kind of, with Horizon Zero Dawn, they're getting one more DLC later on. But with Shadowfall, they basically said, instead of the ISA being the ones who are having the rebel cry, now it's the Helghast who have the rebel cry, and they're wanting to fight for their freedom. But should we give it to them? Because they made us look bad. They're making us feel bad about what they have, and then all of a sudden it has a morality thing, and it's like, it's a little late for that. Way late for that. I get it, I do, but I personally, it just seemed weird. But
it is still a trilogy. It's still more than a trilogy, but it's still a saga that you would suggest a playthrough of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
But yeah,
that's why we need the mute button. I just bam, sneeze,
yeah,
bam, unmute.
That would help. But if you want to buy the Killzone trilogy, by all means, it's a great kick through. Okay. However, the online for 2 and 3 have been shut off a year and a half ago. So
even with the trilogy?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Because it's the same servers.
Okay.
So that sucks too.
Those were up-rendered versions. I thought maybe they'd be run on different servers.
The only ones that run right now, it's a little late for morality.
Okay, something I want to pick your brain about. You know more about technology than me.
Okay.
So there's all these great games that servers have been shut down for that people are upset about.
Such as Resistance, yes.
Okay. Would it be possible to build a server those games can run in?
Private servers? Yeah, why not?
Now, I mean... Legally is a whole other thing, and that's something we can't even answer.
You probably can get the rights from them, because they did that with Quake Tournament.
Okay. So do you think it's something that would be worth it? Monthly membership, and you get servers to games A, B, C, D. Like you set up like several games you get server access to for a monthly membership. You can upgrade it for these other games and so on and so forth.
Maybe.
I think it's something a company should do, because there's plenty of games out there where it's like, oh, I would love to go back and play. Oh, wait,
Resistance, Fall of Man, but those servers got shut down. I mean, I think one of the Resistances is still. I think Resistance 3 still has their servers up and running.
It's like my favorite online was World at War. That Call of Duty. That was like my bread and butter of Call of Duty.
Now it's only client sides,
and it's all fucking modded people like crazy. So like having a server that actually cares would be nice.
Yeah. Also, look how dark that is.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's really dark. Not bad dark.
Oh, it's a black tea though, right?
Yeah, but I've never seen a black tea get this dark. Minecraft Realms, but for all other games. That is actually the best way of putting it. Yeah, it's basically, let's say we want to push Killzone 2 and 3 back up to having servers so that way people can play them. But the only other thing is they would have to purchase those games as well.
I mean, if they already own the game, all they need is internet connection then.
Okay, but then how would they connect to it if it's only through PS3?
That's why I'm saying it's a new server.
Reiteration to question. How would they connect to that server?
Through the PlayStation 3 can still be plugged into the internet.
Oh, you're just basically saying just reinitialize it and then just attach their gamer tag to
and then when you get in there, either attach the gamer tag or when you get in there you have a login.
Okay.
And you tell it what game. I mean, let's not lie. Consoles are PCs. They're just PCs that are
limited. Yes.
Limited. There's workarounds. There's things you can do. If you become a legitimate company, you can make those deals. You can tell PlayStation, hey, we're going to be an app on your console, and this is how we're going to work. And you're running.
Yeah, okay.
For people that have the 3s, for people that, fuck it, who have a 2. You can still plug an Ethernet cord into the 2. It's just, it doesn't have anything to do because all those servers are shut down.
Right.
If you have a server that runs, it's different. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it on the 2. I mean, it's old and it would be difficult, but it's a thing. Imagine a Black Ops 2 server where everybody is grown and less toxic. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. PlayStation cares so much about the community that we're going to listen to all of your chats so that we know when you're being toxic. But the reality is no one ever did anything about the toxic people. Being a server thing that you pay for, toxicity would not get a chance to be a thing. Those fuckers would get shut down quick.
Oh, yeah.
And even in the late days of World at War, before I gave up on playing it, it was just so severely modded because it was like, well, Activision no longer, and Treyarch no longer care because we've released X amount of other Call of Duty games. Let those people run the mods. And it's like, yeah, no, I want to be able to play the game, not have a guy that's hovering above me shooting rockets from his pistol.
That's a bit weird.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
So,
but
back to news.
Back to news. So, it's no secret that another game I'm a big fan of, League of Legends, did a lot of CG trailers and a lot of pushing the roadmaps forward and announcing new characters. There's a lot here.
I gotta be honest. You showed me the first one, with Vigo. This one, yes. This was Vigo, right?
Viego.
Sorry.
Viego.
It was an enjoyable trailer. I don't know anything about it. It looked cool. It looked badass. I was sucked in. Then you showed me the other one.
This one?
And I got bored.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's cutesy, sure. But and at 3 minutes 47, we didn't finish it, and it felt long.
Yeah.
It just fucking felt long.
Giant Lulu.
So,
I will admit, Yordles are an interesting story on their own, but trying to throw them into other people is weird. It's a little awkward. It's a little pull on the collar going, I mean, I like Yordles. They're cool. There's a couple that I would have preferred to have been in here that probably would have raised up your hopes. But,
I mean, the most interesting thing about this was Mercer's character.
Oh, TF, yeah.
Who did next to nothing throughout this trailer.
He just was like...
don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm warning you.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm going to catch this weird frog thing in a box.
That's my buddy.
So,
Tick, tick, tick.
as a non-League of Legends person, the first trailer sucked me in. The second trailer lost me a bit.
The first trailer, it painted the story of... Let's see. This
Big
is
bad motherfucker's going to come and wreck everyone's shit.
Yeah. Demacia. Let's see. This is Noxus. It goes into Demacia right over here. It talks about the Ionia. Like, it's good. It's great. They are trying to pull more people in, which is good. That's how you do it.
Well, this kind of goes to what Sox just said.
Oh.
The problem with the trailers nowadays, they don't seem to try to do that, to try to entice new players and whatnot. Universe building ones for people who play and know the lore, which is fine.
I want more lore. Like, seeing Vayne, I'm like, you never got Vayne. The only time you ever got Vayne was during the League of Legends preseason Worlds fucking thing from not Faker, the other gentleman who played him, you know, doing his finger twitching and shooting it as dressed as Vayne. And I'm like, you don't see Vayne. You don't see Poppy. You don't see Galio. You don't see all these other champions. You only get their story. It's good to see that there is a live, breathing universe. I would want more. So hopefully with this animated series, hopefully it comes out this year, I would like to see a lot more.
And me as an outside person looking in, all I saw was big bad motherfucker, bunch of people who are going to fight it. That sounds fucking cool.
Yeah.
That looks fucking cool. I'm seeing this little fucking girl with this big ass fucking hammer just fucking wrecking, and I'm loving it.
And to think, she is one of the things that you said you got bored with. She's the Yordle.
Yeah, this is completely different than what I was watching on the other one.
Okay, so
this entices and pulls me in. It's not the Yordles themselves. It was that other trailer.
Yeah.
It just felt so clunky and long, and I have no idea why Yordles are wanted and why there's a high bounty on them. And I get that it's not for me, but you should also want to put a little something in there to make me, a non-player, go, oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And the fact that this guy's shooting stone guns is interesting to me.
Yeah, runic light guns.
Yeah. So
I forget what those guns are. I think they're called the Lightbringer. I'm not sure.
So is this right here just for the next set of League of Legends, or is this for a specific game?
This is for season 2021. This is to paint it up, and on PBE, his character, his kit, super freaking broken.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and simplify it. If let's say I'm Viego and let's say you're Lucian, you're him right there, and let's say I help
Badass guns. Gotcha.
Badass guns, pow pow pow. Let's say I help in defeating you. You die. I get to take over your body. I get to take over your items and basically use your body against your own team.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is get good.
Yeah, pretty much. The other thing is he gets a free Blade of the Ruined King, which is he himself is the Ruined King.
Is he a playable character?
He is now a playable character.
Okay,
Well, he's in testing right now.
That sounds broken. That sounds OP.
It sounds OP, but
It's great thing to go against as a player against the computer. It's fun. It's interesting. It's difficult. But to deal with that from another player, that sounds difficult as shit.
I've watched a couple people play it. It has its moments, but he can get easily overwhelmed. His dash doesn't really dash. It really puts him in spots.
Okay.
Because with most dashes, it allows for people to maneuver and have things. But with his kit, it's I'm in now. I have to fight. If I'm caught out, I'm caught out. He can't jump over walls. He doesn't have the maneuverability as other assassins might or would. He seems like a jungler that doesn't have a lot of jungle abilities, which is interesting.
Like Sasha said, I agree, Q. I think League needs to make more content for new players or people to enjoy. We all love inside jokes and knowledge, but not at the expense of growing the community further.
Yeah.
For instance, we were talking about Doctor Who today. You
Yes.
never really watched it. If I mutter the line, are you my mummy?
I understand it.
You understand it, but you probably understand it because it's everywhere and whatnot.
Yes.
It's not a readily understood joke by non-Whovians. But it's not one of those things that they sit there and they're like, we're just going to make trailers and trailers of this. They make one joke in the David Tennant run with it, and because it's something from 9, and they make one joke in 10 with it, and that's it. It's a nice little inside joke for the people that are already there, but it's not one of those things that they were using to advertise the show. It was there once you got in there as an already person.
Yes.
So, and then the other thing we watched, that was for Tales of Runeterra, right?
This?
No, the other one.
Oh, the other one? Yeah, it was for Tales of Runeterra.
What is Tales of Runeterra again?
Tales of Runeterra is the card game, and then it also kind of leads into saying, hey, Yordles are now going to be pushed into Wild Rift. Because at the very end, it even promotes the Wild Rift.
I wouldn't know. I didn't make it that far.
Yeah. So
it was dragging.
It was dragging. But yeah, over in Wild Rift, Lulu got a nice VGU upgrade. Like, she looks much better in this than she does in OG League, which I'm hoping she gets her...
Is Wild Rift the mobile one?
Yes.
Okay.
So
small characters for a small phone. For a smaller phone.
Yes. They did John bad that way.
So now we have the roadmap to Runeterra. Ooh, that's like ways. Okay, there we go. Runeterra is the new card game, and so this is where we're gonna get releases going down the line, and what we're gonna get. This is all pretty Greek to me. I mean, I understand what the co-op is and stuff like that, of course, but what it means in the universe is kind of meh to me. Is there anything to you that are you gonna play
I've played a little bit.
Yeah.
I got super into it, and then I immediately just hit a disconnect, and I just never went back.
Okay.
I kind of want to, because I've got a few, maybe 12 wild cards for legendaries sitting there that I could just pop out. So I guess when the Aphelios expansion happens to pop up, the single player
and hopes.
Yeah, I'll be able to like say I want these couple of cards to rule through. I will show him Pentakill. Socks just mentioned I should show him Pentakill, and I should.
Okay.
And then you get a new set for the Shurima, which I've never seen this artwork for Shurima in my entire life. So I'm excited that they're going to continue lore basing in this game, because that's what Runeterra is kind of doing, is filling in the gaps. And then they basically say, hey, a 1-year anniversary celebration in April, a new expansion in May, and then, oh, hey, another one in June, and then, oh, hey, another one in July. They are having one for every month.
Mm-hmm.
So an expansion starting February all the way to July, I'm not mad.
Gives you milestones to look at.
That's a lot of content, and something with this, it's all free.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing you have to do is put in time and effort, and you can get some cards.
I got burnt out playing Gwent. It's different on the phone than it is in The Witcher, so it just wasn't fun for me anymore. I don't know that I'm gonna get into this because I don't really know the lore. I was in Hearthstone for a while, but I
was too.
I kept falling out and coming back after events and whatnot. There were all these new cards and shit, and they were like forcing packs for me to like try to get caught up and whatnot. And I'm just like, eh.
We were super interested in the Carnival one, and we just didn't feel interested.
So is this another?
This is This is from 2017. This is to introduce the new Pentakill skin.
Okay.
Pentakill was their rock group that they kind of stapled in. This was their first endeavor into musical / CG writing, so to speak.
Okay.
And I mean, the music for it is super, it actually takes from a lot of, I don't want to say well known, but pretty good musical artists, and put them all together into a musical group called Pentakill. And this introduced, what is her name? Kale as a Pentakill member. And then
slash reference there.
Yeah, slash reference. And then when Mordekaiser comes out, another reference for big buff guitarist that I can't recall the name of. And then you got Sona, who plays the keytar, but laying down keytar. Yeah.
It looks interesting.
Yes.
I like rock, so I mean that speaks volumes.
Yeah, I'll probably play this for you off mic and all that.
Gotcha.
But it's I like what League / Riot does for their characters. I just don't like that they include some of the characters specifically for this. If Kale was introduced as a member of Pentakill and not already established, I would have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, she was already established. She already had her character arcs of being Morgana's sister that still stayed in Mount Targon.
Mm-hmm.
Even still, she, was, I'm holy, you fell, haha, and raised that clout. And then both of them just got updates beginning of last year.
This one's giving me slightly Lemmy vibes, but Lemmy didn't play the drums, so I'm not entirely sure what the reference is there. But anyway, it looks fun, looks interesting. I don't know. I just never got in the League. Lauren's got a joke she loves to make. Did you know if you install League of Legends, it downloads a virus on your computer called League of Legends?
She ain't wrong.
We do have a friend, though, that just recently started streaming, and League was the first thing he started streaming, and then immediately went, so much has changed since the last time I played this game, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. And like, even recently, there was an item update. Like, it went from simple, buy all these items, you're good, to you can only buy one mythic, and you can have these legendaries, and any legendaries you get this additional power. And
I personally hate when games limit my legendaries. Like, if I work hard to have legendary everything, I work hard to have legendary everything.
Oh, no, you can have legendary everything. It's just you can only have one mythic.
Okay. It's like just Destiny. Well, you've reached the legendary limit. Why? Well, the rules say you can only have X amount of legendaries.
Why?
Okay, but why?
Well, why?
Is it like an attuning thing like in D&D?
I mean, that would make sense.
Okay, what is it? It's just because we don't want it being OP in fucking Crucible, which I don't give a shit about. Fine, make it to where I can't wear them in Crucible. Let me go out and legendary the fuck out of a boss, though.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from League.
Diego's a piece of shit. Boop. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
We talked about that this was coming back digitally.
Yes.
And now we've got the fact that it's here physically, kind of.
Kinda.
So, I've heard of the company before. I actually ordered something from the company that I have not received yet, and I need to talk to them. But that to the side, Limited Run Games is doing several releases for physical copies of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. We've got a Nintendo Switch release, we've got a PlayStation 4 release, and we have an eventual Xbox release. So, they're doing all kinds of different versions of these. They've got the Classic Edition and the KO Edition. The latter two have custom box editions as well. The hardshell roadie case box that opens up to a pop-up scene right there, which is pretty freaking cool. That's actually a really badass case, and I wouldn't mind owning that. I'm not even that big of a Scott Pilgrim. I don't have anything against Scott Pilgrim, but I'm not like a huge Scott Pilgrim fan. But like that is a cool fucking case. There you go. There's a nice big version of everything there for you. Both include a CD soundtrack, sticker sheets, and a foldable map of the game's overworld. The physical releases are for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. They said that the pre-orders for the platforms will open on the website on the at 10 a.m. on the 15th. The company is planning to release physical copies for the Xbox One at a later date. So Xbox people gotta wait. No PlayStation 5 or Series X releases though, which is interesting.
That'll probably get bumped up. If I know developers like I know developers, they'll try their hardest to do it, but it's of course up to the Microsoft or Sony to basically say whether or not it gets the bump up. But
yeah, but when it comes down to like the companies deciding to sell a PlayStation 5 version or a Series X version, this is the same company that originally made it to where you can buy this at all for reason. I don't know.
yeah,
There's also drumsticks and guitar picks, which are really cool.
guitar picks, drumsticks, and tickets. I don't know if you mentioned the tickets.
Yeah, they're actually I think they're stickers.
Oh,
Yeah. So
and then all 7 evil X's.
Yeah, in a trading card form, and then enamel pin. All kinds of goodies here. Can you, if we go back to the main page, so we can get some prices on all this, because that's the one thing I don't have written down here.
$139.99 for the
big fuck off
KO
set.
version, and then for let's see how much just regular. $35
for a regular. That's not bad.
I would
that's
buy
the
that.
Switch. What's the PlayStation? I'm curious.
Wow,
If they
35.
I was just curious because the whole PlayStation games for some reason cost more thing now.
Yeah.
I didn't think Limited Run would do that, but I was just curious.
And then all of the trading cards for the heroes.
Trading cards are pretty cool.
Yeah. And then enamel pins. I'm always down for enamel pins.
And
I like enamel pins.
This movie has a following, this game has a following, and the comic has a following. So
The twins.
there's a lot to get here for a lot of fans. I've never actually played the game because I didn't get the chance to before they got rid of it. That stupid thing that Ubisoft did where we're not going to let you buy this game anymore. If you've already got downloaded, fine, but that's it type of thing.
Yeah. I need to start figuring out if I'm going to ever buy pins ever again because I still have like 12 pins just sitting there and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put these.
I have set rules for items in my house. I do not buy pop vinyls unless they're very special. I will, however, always accept pop vinyls as gifts. I had to stop buying them because I was getting too many, and so I've made it a gift-only thing. I do not buy pop vinyls unless it's things like I went and bought the gold Stan Lee statue when that came out. Things like that.
Yes.
I don't buy pins anymore.
Begins to sweat.
Or buttons. That's another one where it's like I've got to stop buying these. I still buy comics. I still buy movies.
Yeah, because you have the space for that.
Yeah. But shirts, I've really dialed back how many like nerdy shirts I buy because I have fucking far too many, purely from having Loot Crate for 4 years. So that's another thing where it's like if people buy me those, fine, but for me, I try to buy regular shirts and not so many of the nerdy ones because my wardrobe is mostly the nerdy shirts now, and I have nothing for a more proper outing.
Yes.
So. Yeah, this is a cool thing. Limited Run Games has done a few things. I ordered one that, like I said, hasn't come out yet, but I haven't got yet. But they do some pretty cool things where they've got the actual like retro cartridges that work in the NES. So
and they have games that are no longer just straight up available, or they've up-rendered them, such as Panzer Dragoon from the old Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm super keen on maybe no. I don't think I would. I don't
the
think
Sega Saturn case too. Does this one actually come with a playable Sega Saturn
game.
disc?
I don't know. But no, just a dual case.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say that was pretty cool.
that was pretty cool. But no, I don't think I would. I don't think I would go back through Panzer Dragoon ever again. It's a good game, but me personally, I don't think I would dig through it. But just the fact that the other one that I would lean toward if I had $180 would be the Monkey Island anthology. Guybrush Threepwood doing some weird voodoo stuff. And what's funny is it comes in diskette form.
That's amazing. Fuck, do we even... I don't think there's a computer in this house that could do that.
No, but good news, it comes with the DVD.
I know, but I'm just... How cool would that be, you know?
And in case you don't have a DVD-ROM drive, a USB that does it.
Wow, nice.
That's kind of that's actually really nice.
I bought an external Blu-ray drive for my computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I did realize, like, it's becoming a thing where it's like, we don't want to put disk drives in computers anymore because everything can be done digitally. And it's like, yes, everything can be done digitally, but not everything is done digitally. Like, there's still discs out there. There's discs I have that I want to use and stuff like that. And so it's like, when I bought Lauren her computer, I had to fight to find one that had a fucking disk drive because she wanted a Mac. And, like, they were getting rid of the fucking disk drives on all the Macs. So, yeah, I don't think I have a computer anywhere in this house, like even like the old ones that are put away that could run that floppy. I don't think. No, that doesn't have a floppy.
No, it doesn't. Okay, but even still, a candle holder, a Guybrush statue. This is Return to Monkey Island Guybrush because he's got the beard. And yes, he is choking a chicken. It's full of those types of jokes. The Big Whoop amusement park theater, the anthology signature hand signed by Ron Gilbert. You know, it's fully authentic. They back this entire thing, and I like companies that really push themselves to say we want our games to be out there more because these games are from like '93, I think was the Return to Monkey Island.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's old Lucas film era.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that they would definitely push it up again, and I hope people buy this. Is it sold out? No, it's still kind of working in production Q2 of 2021.
Yeah,
so
they'll ship late. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Yeah, let me touch on this real quick.
You go ahead. Me and planes don't get along.
Have you ever been on one?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan.
Well, we've talked about Flight Simulator off and on here. This one's kind of interesting, and we've got a Polygon article up, and I want to thank them because we're using their images.
Yes.
But I've got all the information right here on my phone. So this is actually being made by a third party called DC Designs. They're making the F-15 Eagle. You will be able to pick your loadout and everything for weapons. However, they have not confirmed whether or not you can actually shoot them. They did show that you cannot. The plane does not blow up when you crash it, which is interesting. There's no crash animation. You do crash the plane, but there's just no crash animation, which is odd. So we don't know whether or not you can fire them. We do know that there's a weird thing. The F-15 is capable of reaching Mach 2.5, which is about 2,000 miles per hour. However, Flight Simulator currently has a barrier in place that prevents them from actually reaching the top speed for this thing in the game.
That's not good.
I mean, this is, like I said, third party. This isn't Microsoft went through and designed a plane and won't let you fly it to the full thing.
Yeah.
But it is weird that there's a speed lock on the game.
Yeah.
The plane should just top out at what the planes top out at.
But if it can't render the world at that...
And with how many discs this fucking game had, it better render anything I tell it to render. Like, I should be able to see what's going on at Area 51 with this motherfucker.
All right.
So... but I do think it's kind of cool that they've that other companies out there are making things for this. They dropped a trailer for the for how it flies and some of the different effects on it. So go ahead and check that out. That's about all I got on that.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
But shoe news.
Oh, okay. I thought you were dying.
I probably am. So today I've got a trio of pretty interesting ones. The first one is Vans did a really good cut of Where's Waldo. All 4 of them look super neat. One of them is reminiscent of the brother.
I have no idea. I was confused by this shoe.
This one is a bit weird, but in one of the black stitches, you see that it is Waldo.
Up there, one of the yellows too on the ankle.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
And then 2 are just kind of scenes of the common colors that kind of hide.
Well, one of them's a more traditional Where's Waldo. The one on the other one, the right, I think those are all Waldo.
Oh, the Waldo convention.
Yeah. And then I like the other ones, but for a completely different reason. They look like great Christmas shoes.
Yeah.
Like, these are pretty cool. It's a pretty cool set. Vans does some interesting things. They used to have an Iron Maiden set back in the day that was actually really cool. Well, they had kids versions of all the shoes too.
That's it. Look, it's an evil version.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know enough about Waldo for that. They got some shirts and hats in here too. They're basically the same themes as the shoes.
No prices, however.
Do we have an estimated release date?
Nope.
Wow.
Oh wait, it says just available.
Oh,
so hang on. Whoop, boop.
You guys call him Wally? Where's Wally?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to change.
Here, let me show you. On the sole, it shows like.
Yeah, where's Wally? Where's Wally? Where's Wally? And
Wally,
then it's got a different language.
Yeah.
Why? Why is the name Waldo not just something that we can have in every country? That's an odd thing.
An odd thing. $65 for the classic slip-ons.
Nice.
65, 85 for the
yellow
negative Waldo.
Reverse Waldo.
45 for the kid size. I mean, they're pretty fair priced.
Anti Waldo.
40
for those kids ones.
40 for the kids. So yeah, nothing too out of proportion.
They're about regular Vans prices.
Yeah.
So. I never really had Where's Waldo books when I was growing up. I always had like the I Spy ones when I was growing up. But,
yeah.
But I liked Where's Waldo. It was one of those ones if you're at the library or something to pick up. Now last year we covered the Chinese New Year
Year of the Rat.
Yeah, shoes. But this year they're doing it kind of different.
They're doing so one of the original Chinese inventions is the printing press. Well, not the original printing press, but it is the printing of movable parts, which basically allows for allotment of placing in tile and just sending it, and it changes itself, such as typewriter. And with that, they made a shoe based on that called the Adidas Forum, and it basically has a little bit of like these little tiny tags that can be interchanged, and something tells me that if you inked them and blotted them onto something,
you'd ruin the shoe.
You'd both you would ruin these tags, yeah, sure, but it would leave an actual
it'd be like a stamp.
Yeah, a stamp on design. I mean, they even did one for the main tag itself, and I find that kind of cool. With that, you get some extra interchangeable ones that can just be placed. Kind of looks like a Kingdom Hearts shoe because of all the weird extra straps, but I just thought I'd mention it because, I mean, this is probably where the idea of, comic book strips came into play. And it kind of leans into, that's probably how they print them off so fast, is because they have the design. And
I came across a bit different kind of nerdy on TikTok.
Okay.
There's a TikTok for, I think it's like the Philadelphia Museum or something like that.
Okay.
It may not be Philadelphia, but it's for a museum.
Okay.
And they've got an old school printing press. And so what they did is because they reached a certain amount of followers, they actually set it up and printed things with the old printing press to celebrate. They stated how many followers they had on TikTok.
Okay. All right.
So the whole printing press thing here made me think of it. But, these are actually really interesting. They kind of remind me of like, an older style of basketball shoe. My big issue is it's all white.
Oh, it is pure white.
This thing will tell you every dirty thing you've ever done when you wear it. It won't just show the dirt. It'll yell at you about it.
Yeah, and these are going for, I think, $300.
Yeah, these are a collector shoe.
Yeah,
one's gonna wear this.
Because
this is like a special event shoe.
It says January 9th, 2021 on the Saturday, which already passed, but what I noticed down here was the eBay sellings were $300.
Yeah, that's bad. Well, As always, thank you to Sneaker News for these.
Yes, thank you, Sneaker News.
They always have great images of these, great write-ups on these, and if you guys are any kind of sneakerhead, go and check their website out because they've got everything. We just cover like the nerdy pop culture-y type stuff. We don't even scratch the surface of what this website can do for you.
Right. There was one that had another set of those tie-dye ones we talked about 4 times now.
Yeah.
They added another new set. But I was like, I'm not gonna talk about that one because I want to talk about, let's close out all those, coffee shoes.
Coffee shoes.
So there is a cat cafe out in Japan,
Oh my
and with the cat cafe comes cat cafe shoes. $110 released in this month, but in a nice mocha brown.
What I love is it says roasted by Nike.
Yeah. Roasted by Nike, lot numbers.
That's amazing. They look like bowling shoes.
A little bit.
Like, I don't know.
They kind of look like soft cleats for baseball.
Yeah, that too. I don't know the concept behind a cobbler and what all goes into that, but I could see taking the top half of the shoe and putting a bowling sole on it. I would wear these for bowling. I would not wear these as regular shoes. They're kind of ugly for regular shoes, but I would wear these as a bowling shoe.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever, because I love bowling, if I ever went through and customized bowling shoes, I would probably go with this design. I love the little cat in the cup and the insole. That's great.
Yeah.
And the colors, it really does speak coffee. It's honestly making me wish I wasn't out.
Yeah. I'm almost done with my tea.
So the good one then. I mean,
It's a pretty good one.
sometimes you don't finish them. So I mean, when you actually finish one, it's kind of a big like, oh hey.
Yes.
So 110.
110, and then there were
Or
some
they're
people
coming
selling on eBay for 80 already as like a pre-release, I would assume. I'm not gonna go clicking about, but these shoes don't look bad. I would wear these.
Yeah.
It's just I worry about how thin they are because I'm a guy with wide feet.
Well, normally in men's sizes you can buy wide,
Yeah.
especially from a company as big as Nike. They normally sell in wide sizes. It kind of something about this shoe makes me think of 70s furniture.
A little bit. I think
Okay, so that's not just me.
no, a little bit.
Something
Like that
about it,
little
you're
bit of a upholstery right here.
Yeah, like something about this makes me go, yeah, this is what someone's living room in the 70s was made out of.
Or the what do they call those? The walkabout shoes that the indoor like slip-ons.
Loafers.
Yeah, loafers.
Also the inside, if you scroll up just a little bit, that pattern behind the cat, 100% was someone's wall or entertainment center.
Yeah.
Or both, because they wanted them to match.
Yeah.
The 70s was a weird time for interior decorating. It was one of the most interesting things about my job is every now and then I go into properties that are from like old Vegas, and just the rock walls inside, the lowered living rooms where you had to step down into the living room.
Yeah.
All of that. Anytime I come across that, I'm like, this is.
Yeah, and then
No one would build a house like that nowadays.
And then you got the string down like globe that has the light bulb in the middle. And I'm just like
the chain that runs up to it, that runs along the ceiling down the wall to a plug.
Yeah.
That's the feel I get from these shoes.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is getting that feel. I don't know if any of you had parents that didn't upgrade things,
but
like mine. But
that's some good shoe news right there.
Yeah, we had some pretty good shoe news. Now, before you click on the next thing, I realized I missed one.
Gaming
Gaming news.
Oh,
It's just really quick. Walmart is currently doing. You can buy this on Walmart.com.
Oh.
They're currently doing the Nintendo eShop currency, $70 worth of it for $50. Which is a big thing because Nintendo doesn't really put their games on sale or decrease the price of their games too often. So this is kind of your way to do that.
I mean, I'm just gonna take a quick peek because I think they just threw a whole bunch on sale. Just not to go against you, but just to say, hey, they I mean they do, but not a lot.
Among Us is $5. No, fuck that.
I mean, yeah.
I actually installed it on my laptop because we get through Game Pass.
Oh, good.
No,
Court Gamers,
pretty
Play Online.
pretty regular prices.
Yeah, you're right. Indies. I'm just trying to find freaking sales. How sale? Where sale do? Do sale, please.
I mean, maybe news and events. Oh, sales.
Sale. Here, I'm gonna let everyone watch with me.
So this is basically
The same thing we saw last
Yeah.
time. Yeah, not a lot.
and it's never the big games. It's never like Mario Party.
No.
It's never Breath of the Wild.
I did see.
I want you to applaud me for being an adult because we have stimulus checks and I did not go and buy a Switch.
Okay, I applaud you.
That took a lot of self-control
Ooh.
to not be playing Switch with you.
Ooh.
You can split the case. Yeah, see? Now if you go and buy your $70 worth for $50, you can buy this
And,
7 times.
yeah, I could, yes.
Yeah, 7
I
times.
thought it was 15 still.
And have
I was like,
enough left over to buy something for your Amiibo. I don't know if they still do those.
Huh. Oh, it's a read about case. Oh.
Reading. Ugh.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's just.
I'm dyslexic. So.
So this is a negative for me.
Ugh.
But I mean,
I've been doing a thing where I'm going through the Star Wars Legends, and I reached the first book that is read only, and I got it, and I didn't even get through the first chapter. I cannot force myself to sit down and read like I need to. I'm not an adult in that way.
okay.
But yes, so
You're
check out
halfway adult.
so check out the Walmart website. And like I said, it's $50, but it's $70 that you're getting. So it's $20 extra basically. It's free money.
Free money.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be spending that money, free money.
I mean, $20, that's certain games on there.
Yes.
And 50 is most games on there. So pretty good thing there. All right.
Random bullshit, go.
So we've already talked that Oscar Isaac is going to be Moon Knight for the Disney Plus show. Put that to the side. Hopefully he does great. Hopefully he sticks around for it. Hopefully, I'm hoping we get another Charlie Cox type of thing where it's like Charlie is just like Daredevil, you know. I'm hoping that's kind of Oscar Isaac with this, where it's just like, yeah, I want to keep being Moon Knight. But that to the side, they announced the directors, which I find interesting that they're going to do the directors for the whole run and not just
Episodic,
yeah. It's 2 directors. I guess they're a team. It's going to be Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. And it takes a lot of strength for me not to say Aaron.
wrong.
They're directed together before doing horror and sci-fi stuff like The Endless and Synchronic, neither of which I've seen. However, I do know that Justin did do at least one episode of the new Twilight Zone show. So, I mean, guys that do kind of sci-fi horror stuff, that's a decent fit for the weirdness, the random bullshit that is Moon Knight.
He is very random bullshit.
And I actually remembered one more thing, but we will say that for next week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Now, I don't know if this is an actual... We can't find whether or not this is a legitimate issue. I'm going to say it's not because he does say shit, and they do say shit, and it looks old for them to be saying shit. Because if it was under Marvel Knights, they could say shit. But things like this normally got asterisked out in old style comics. I'm going to go, this isn't legit. But it is one of our favorite panels that we've ever seen of Moon Knight.
Yeah.
It's also 100% how he would be if they could write him this way. And it's 100% how I would be as a hero.
Just random bullshit, go.
If I hear someone being like you know, he attacks with all sorts of random bullshit, I would just like, random bullshit, go. Like 100%, I would go with what, you know, just like the SpiderMan one where it's like, you know, he starts acting like he's summoning spiders, and the guy's like, oh my god, no. Like, that's what I would do. They'd be like, you're Spider-Man? And they're like, yeah, I'm summoning spiders. They're like, holy shit, no. I'm like, they don't know I can't do that. And it would work.
It would be because nobody really talks about when they're captured by Spider-Man.
Yeah. And furthermore, while there's people that like spiders, it doesn't matter how much you like them. If I'm saying I'm summoning an army to attack you, you'll be very displeased with that.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's like, oh, I like spiders. Spiders.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for news. We'll have to work on that list for the top 10 weapons. Yeah, I feel like at least, you know, what the chat shouted, this is already partial what we're gonna do. But if there's any that you guys think make a list, let us know when we can, either on Twitter or Instagram, or when we come back in a week or two with our lists. Love to hear what you guys think. I'm wondering how many people are going to say the chicken gun from Gears of War.
Oh, right.
That is Gears of War, right? You know, the chicken gun? I think so.
There's a few different chicken guns, actually, now thinking about it.
Yeah, chickens in video games is an interesting thing.
It's a meme.
Yeah, but how did it become one? Like, the earliest I can think of is Ocarina. You attack the cuckoos, and it was Ocarina where the town, is it the town that turns against you, or is it a crap ton of chickens coming?
Yeah, it's a crap ton of chickens.
Okay. I actually saw a guy playing Breath of the Wild that used cuckoos to kill a big monster, like sandworm type of thing, where basically he attacked the cuckoo just enough times where one more would cause them to attack, and then fucking attracted the enemy, and kick the cuckoo out to it so that the enemy attacked the cuckoo next. And then the swarm of cuckoos came in and killed the enemy. I think it was a genius and the greatest thing I've seen. But, yeah, so Ocarina is the farthest thing back where I can think with chickens. And then Gears of War does a whole chicken thing. Skyrim, if you kill a chicken, the fucking town loses their shit. It's just...
There's a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
And then sheep is probably a close second.
Yeah.
And that's weird, too.
Ratchet & Clank did a whole thing on sheep, too. Surprised they didn't do chickens.
And then Spyro with sheep.
Yep, Spyro with sheep, because they're actually butterflies.
Yeah,
or they have butterflies in them. I'm not entirely sure how that works.
I wish I knew. Sock says in chat, I'll have to think about the weapons. Haha. I'm sure the list won't be much of a grind.
And there's your coffee pun. I don't even have to do it.
Well, I have the joke from last week that I didn't have last week today.
Okay. He has a joke for us. Nobody laughed. Make him feel bad.
That's fine. I'm already feeling bad. How does Wicket get across Endor? Ewoks.
Oh, fuck. I was like right there with it. Okay. That was a good one. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That movie has one of the saddest movie scenes for me.
Oh, the...
When the Ewoks try to wake up the other one.
Yeah, that's sad.
And that's my favorite Star Wars movie, too. Which is says a lot about me.
You hate Ewoks.
I don't hate Ewoks, though. I was a kid, so Ewoks are awesome.
Ewoks are awesome.
You know, like, that's the breakdown. People who were adults when Ewoks came out threw a fucking fit. People that were kids when Ewoks came out, or were kids because they weren't born when those movies came out, think Ewoks were cool. And the only reason we have Ewoks is because they wanted to do Kashyyyk could do a Wookiee planet, but they couldn't afford the suits. So it's easier to do a bunch of, little people in suits versus a bunch of fucking Wookiees.
Okay.
So that's how we get Ewoks.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We will be back same time next week. Same stream. We can't say bat time, but we can't say bat channel. I can say it that way. Okay.
I was just like a bit roundabout, but okay.
All right. Make sure you follow us on our individual Twitters. You are at
Longshot_heroes.
I'm at Quincey Robertson. And we are both at the Real Ugly Mugs. Follow us on Instagram, the UglyMugsPodcast. Follow us on any streaming thing. Or not streaming thing, but podcast thing. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy.
Tell an enemy.
Put out our Twitch too. I mean, we're here. We'll talk to people.
I played last night. I played a couple very interesting games.
Yeah, we still need to get our Among Us crew together. I don't think we have enough people for a crew yet. We got me. We got you. We could probably force Socks. We got Liquid. That's only 4 people.
Mac?
No, he won't be able to.
Oh. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll get more together.
Yeah.
If we can get like 10, we can do 2 imposters.
Yeah, we could.
So, all right, you guys. Have a good night.
Ciao.